So here, I'm going to show you a lick that I heard when I was about 13, 14 years old, and it changed my life forever. And I've been trying to get it right ever since. And I heard Otis Rush do it, and it's a harmonically very simple lick, but there's a bend and a vibrato in there that is very take a lifetime to master. So I'll play the lick, which is. And especially this part here was what really grabbed me as a young lad. And there's a few different ways of playing it. The way I played it right now was not even exactly the way I was intending to show you, because I was going to show it to you with my index finger. But you can play it a number of different ways, and it's a standard. It's the quintessential blues bend, really, which is going from the seventh, flat seventh, up to the root, and put some vibrato on it. But there's a couple of things that make it different. For one thing, you can, to varying degrees, kind of catch the G string. You see, the main bend is on the B string, but you can kind of catch the G string and drag it along with it to great effect. So instead of, it'll be, and by shaking the hell out of it, you get it'll be harmony. It's basically a version of these two notes together. But the vibrato and all that makes it so that the pitch is floaty, but you have to do it like you mean it, and then you can make it work. So you can play that particular bend with your index finger on this note. I mean, with your index finger. All right, I'm going to take a little time to focus on one of the true cornerstones of blues guitar expression, which is the number one bend, in my opinion, which is from the flat seventh up to the root and of the scale, and then you shake the hell out of it. And that is something you'll hear in all sorts of blues guitar players. My personal favorite might be Otis Rush doing it, but you also hear it. That's one thing of the blues guitar vocabulary that's really spread to all kinds of music, particularly rock and roll guitar playing, and the idea is just to bend your way up to the root note, which is the most dominant note of the scale you're in, and bend your way up to it, and once you get there, shake it, with the vibrato. And also, when I get to this thing I'm going to show you, it's also an effective tool. You can kind of catch the string that's beneath the string you're playing, your intended note is on, and get a cool harmony that may work if you shake it just right. So this is something I heard when I was young. I heard Otis Rush do this technique, and the way he did it is just unlike anybody else. And it's kind of the thing that all the blues greats have their own signature way of doing this particular move. And Otis Rush was one guy that really, really caught my ear with the way he was doing it, because it sounded so effortless, but also it surprised me at the same time. So other guys who got great ways of doing it: Peter Green, B.B. King, David Gilmour, it's one guy you will hear on like "Shine On You Crazy Diamond." He just really uses this particular tool to very great effect. And I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about right now, and that is this lick here. And I heard Otis Rush do it and feel so bad where he goes. Now, depending on where I am on the guitar, I might finger it a couple of different ways. And there's something that you should do to build strength on it. I was intending to show it to you, and I did with bending it just with the index finger. A lot of times with bends, you want to get as many fingers behind the bend as you can for the strength, so you have extra strength and power. But it can also be done with just one finger. It might hurt a little bit, but it's supposed to hurt a little bit, and it's definitely supposed to sound like it hurts. That right there, that's the important focal point here. And as you can hear, I'm bending the C note up to a D, which is the root I'm in the key D. But I'm also, that G string gets in there too. Two varying degrees. It's almost like a ghost harmonic that comes with it. It's not like I play both with the same strength. It gets caught up with the other note and gives you this little ghost note. So you've heard me play it a few different times now, and I've probably played it a little different every time. And with the right hand as well. This is, the right hand is something that gives you a whole nother set of tools for expression. You know, I can do it super aggressive with the pick, maybe all downstrokes. Actually, I ended up with an upstroke right there. And sometimes you'll see me do it, particularly now that I'm also interjecting between playing something and talking. I just naturally get drawn to a little quieter, mellower sound, and I might play with my fingers. But the way in which I originally heard it, that where it really grabbed me, it was with a pick, and so that's how I would do it. And one thing that's pretty specific, but I have found to be kind of important to get that note to sing and ring just the way I want it to, is to pick that particular note, this note, not at an angle, like most of the stuff I would pick, a lot of times would be an angle, but that one, I'll kind of lay my flat just directly parallel with the string, and for some reason that seems to me to just allow me to get that kind of crying sound out of it a little bit better. So, and also, now that I've played it and thought about it a few times, I would pretty much generally play this this high note as an upstroke, because for one thing, it'll help you catch that string beneath it. That's the G string. Or would that be above it? Well, it's technically, I've always been confused about that. But the catch the string that's lower in pitch with it as well. So, okay, so for our practice session, I'm going to play this lick for you the way I originally noticed it in the context, which was on Otis Rush's record, Feel So Bad. And it's in the key of D. And you can put this portion of it, you can put that pretty much anywhere in a 12-bar blues or anything. However, for the purpose of this showing you the original context, it's going to take place over the last 4 bars, over a 12-bar 12-bar blues groove. And I'm going to play the lick also leading up to it. So the way the whole thing would go, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's starting on this chord, and that's where I do my. And I also see that as this video has progressed, I've fallen back into the habit of doing the bend with my middle finger, which can happen. It all just depends on how I work my way up to it. So as a proficient string bender, you should be comfortable doing string bends with any one of these 4 fingers. A thumb, you can leave him out. But you can do it with your index finger. You can do it with your middle finger, with the index finger behind it. You can do it with your ring finger. And you can do it even with your little finger, pinky, as we call them. But for catching the big G string along with it, I find that the bigger, fatter fingers have a better chance than the little pinky. But we'll find some other use for you.